Hello everybody and welcome to another pre-modern video. In this league we're going to be playing some Lanny Parfait. This is the deck list that Lanny Huang took to the third place, I think, or fourth place in the LobsterCon event, the North American Championships. And the deck is something that has felt very interesting to me since I tried Sam Black's approach to this style of deck. I was kind of intrigued because I played that deck like garbage. I played that deck like trash, and I was kind of surprised of how hard to navigate some situations were. So I wanted to give it a shot to Lanny's deck instead, and also because this card kind of sucks. This card, Lantax, kind of sucks. I think that the likelihood that it may get banned in pre-modern is non-zero, meaning that I want to just get a little bit of the experience, just like I want to play the deck a little bit before it gets to a point where I just may not be able to play it anymore. So because of that, I wanted to play it throughout this league. We're gonna see how things go. The way this deck functions is the Lantax plus Scrollack engine. So the way that it works is you use Mox Diamond and you use Undiscovered Paradise in your mana base to not only fix your colors and to have a 5 color mana base that's very reliable, but also what you do is you actually draw 3 cards every turn. So since those cards are basic lands because of land tax, obviously it's not that great. However, Scroll Rack allows you to shuffle those cards back into your deck, and then that makes it so you can draw fresh new cards whenever you land tax every upkeep. And then you land tax into some basics, then you turn those basics into actual cards next to Scroll Rack, rinse and repeat multiple times per turn. It gets to a point where you have multiple land taxes in play or multiple Scroll Racks where you're looking at somehow like 12 to 15 cards every single turn, so you can always find exactly what you're looking for. Mox Diamonds allows you to play your 2 drops in turn 1, which is very strong, and also allows you to basically be able to function without needing to make actual land drops. So Mox Diamond is a key to the deck. I think if Mox Diamond did not exist, this combination would not be as powerful as it is. But the way that it works is you have this mana engine going, you have Scroll Rack and Land Tax as your card advantage engine, and then you have Oath of Druids as your answer to creature decks. Your Oath can get either Ancestor's Chosen and you gain 1,000,000 life, or you can get Shard Phoenix and you can wipe your opponent's entire board. Also, this art of Shard Phoenix is something that I have not ever seen, and it's kind of neat. Not as good as the original one, but I kind of dig it. Then we have Swords to Plowshares because this card is fantastic, and the big innovation from Lanny was just jamming a bunch of Duresses. Like, Duress seems incredibly powerful in this deck, and I've seen Lanny navigate into situations where he was able to really take advantage of the Duress and really leverage it into a very winning and commanding positions in order to protect their key spells, right? Like your Oaths and your taxes and stuff like that. You also have an Enlightened Tutor, not only because you can assemble your land tax plus Scroll Rack engine, or you can tutor for Oath of Druids whenever you're playing against decks where the card is particularly powerful against, but you can also have access to a little bit of a toolbox going on. So we have Suranor, we have Tormod's Crypt in the main, we have a 1-of Ivory Tower, we have Sylvan Library, Double Seal of Cleansing, and then Engineered Plague, and then the most hilarious 1-of in Source Worthing, which is a way to make sure that you actually win the game, because like once you have Scroll Rack plus land tax, you jam a Source Worthing after you have locked the game out, and that effectively locks the game out, because you can prevent that your opponent ever draws any useful card at all, and then you can use Scroll Rack to never deck, which is kind of an interesting feature that this card has, because it actually doesn't draw the amount of cards. So it's very interesting that you just cannot deck yourself as long as you have any 1 card in your deck. You can just like every turn just put it back on top of your deck, and then you simply you just draw that 1 card every single turn, and that's fine. So Source Worthing, because of the Double Gaia's Blessing, means that you can't ever deck, so that's very neat. The 1-of Armageddon is there as a way to close certain matchups. Like sometimes you will get into a situation where your opponent, given enough time and enough stuff, they can potentially get away with something. For example, against a deck like Elves with Biorhythm, which is a card that they oftentimes play. So what you do is you just get them, destroy all the lands, and then that's it. So it's pretty cool. And it's a very, very interesting deck, and I cannot wait to misplay the hell out of it. In the sideboard, we have 1 Achroma and 1 Iridescent Angel. These are some alternative Oath targets, which are very, very interesting and extremely powerful in the matchups where they're supposed to come in. We have a full playset of Meddling Mage. This is it has my vote for the best creature in Premodern, and there are a bunch of matchups where Oath is not particularly strong, especially against stuff like Dreadnought, against stuff like Standstill. Against all of those decks, you don't really want to be Oathing because it's not going to be particularly great, so you bring in your melee mages instead, and you can actually take advantage of that situation. Then we have an extra copy of Duress number 4, Engineer Plague number 2. We have Argivian Find against decks that are going to be destroying your stuff, Deep Analysis for matchups where the card advantage matters. We have a Cop Red, which is pretty self-explanatory, same is true for Ray of Revelation. Then we have Armageddon, an extra copy of Seal of Cleansing, and then a Singleton Replenish, which is for the quote-unquote grainy matchups, of course, where it goes to turn 1,000,000 and you can just cast a Replenish, get a bunch of your enchantments back in a single swoop, and then just take over the game from there. So, very interesting deck. Hopefully, I will not misplay as much as I did last time, but we'll see how it goes. Very excited to give it a shot. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you for the first round. All right, round number 1, and this hand has no lands, otherwise it would be kind of nutty, but we're gonna have to ship it. This one seems still pretty damn good, so let's keep this one. I'm gonna bottom the basic forest and pass the turn. We'll see what we're up against. Obviously, turn 1 land tax is pretty great here. We're up against Carnophage. Surin Orb, probably not terrible. Let's go play Paradise. Let's play Mox and sack the plains, and then I'll play land tax and Surin Orb and pass the turn back. Carnophage is gonna deal 1 damage. Already winning. So if my opponent plays a land, I'm not gonna do anything. If they do not play a land, I'm just gonna bounce the Paradise, and we are gonna get a trigger off of land tax, which is nice. Opponent swings for 2, makes sense. They do play the Swamp. All right, Withered Wretch is actually pretty problematic. Like that's one of the cards that I think this deck is actually somewhat afraid of. Let's get 1, 2 plains and an island, I guess. And we draw Source of Plowshares because we are champions. I'm gonna play a plains. I don't think I want to play out the Seal of Cleansing. I don't think it's gonna be destroying anything that actually matters, unless my opponent's main deck in Bad Moons. But even still, I think that sure, dealing with a Bad Moon could matter, but also having an extra card in hand for what's his name, the Ivory Tower can be relevant. I guess we have an active land tax, so maybe that doesn't really matter that much, actually. Second Wretch kind of sucks for us. Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna play out the Seal. We get to untap. Fire Ice is a good one. Okay, so that kills. Oh, I forgot to bounce my Undiscovered Paradise. I'm stupid. Yeah, this this actually happened a lot when I was testing out a previous Parfait deck, when I was trying out Sam's deck. Yeah, I need to be much more careful about that. It's really hard to play this deck while also just commenting and like trying to think about stuff, because there's so much thinking ahead that needs to happen. All right, so opponent swings, obviously. Just gonna fire the Withered Wretch. Just put 2 points in there. Obviously a pretty bad mistake. Pretty big misstep, like missing out on a land tracks trigger on the previous turn. Cool to come back to bite me. Wasteland. Alright, I think I actually want to sack at least one of these to Surin Orb. The other one I'm gonna bounce, so I have the option. But I think one of them might just want to. So now I'm good, like I don't need to do anything, because my opponent has 3 lands and now we're still triggering land tax. And if they wasteland on my upkeep, I still just can just go ahead and sack the land anyway. So we get some lands, but we don't really have anything going on. I'm still gonna continue playing out my land drops, only because of the fact that I can just sack them to. I can just like gain life from Surin Orb. I really want to find something like a blessing though, so I guess Scroll Rack is how I win this game. If I find Scroll Rack, I probably just win immediately. Here comes another Carnophage attack. I mean, it's gonna take a while for this Carnophage to kill me with an active Surin Orb, right? Sarcomancy. Probably not gonna Seal of Cleansing that one. Tell you that much. Probably not gonna blow that one up. So I'm just gonna sack these two Surinor. And now I'm gonna sack another plains to Surinor. That is double the clock though. So definitely a lot more threatening. Gonna tax up to 7 here. And I guess we're out of basics now. So okay, that's a card. That is a card for sure. So let's play a basic forest and play out Sylvan Library, pass the turn. So now I don't need to sack my lands anymore because I can't do anything. I can't just tax on upkeep. Maybe I should have actually played the Gemstone Mine because it's a land that I can search up with land tax. I am expecting to make a very significant amount of mistakes throughout this league. Like that's exactly why I'm playing it. So we'll see how it goes. Well, all of these are just... so I guess I'm going to keep the Armageddon, but I can't actually cast it because I really want my opponent to like do their thing. Actually, I'm gonna keep the other. Just keep the duress actually. So put that on top, put that on top. I'm gonna have to like just fail to find. Let's duress to take a peek at what's going on over there. We're gonna take 4 more damage, Contagion, and 4 basic swamps. Really? All right, so let's play out the Gemstone Mine just so I can probably sack it on upkeep because I don't care about the Armageddon. Opponent swings in for 4. Makes sense. They do play a swamp. So I'm just going to Surinor, sack my Gemstone Mine. Upkeep. We're going to shuffle, draw with library. These are pretty decent. These are actually pretty decent. So do I pay 4 to keep the swords? I'm definitely going to just like play out an Engineer Plague here. I could also just keep the Mox and the Plague and keep the Plowshares on top. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to keep the Plowshares on top. Going to keep both of these. And I'm going to play a Mox, discarding Swamp, and then play Plague on Zombie. And I'm going to play a land. I can sack it if I want to, but I just want to make sure that I slow down my opponent's clock a little bit. Swing for 2. We kind of have to find a Gaia's Blessing so I can shuffle away some of these basics so I can start getting value from land tax. Negator is very scary, so I guess I'm actually not going to shuffle here so I can plow the Negator. So that goes on top. There it is. Well, all 3 of these are great, so I want all 3 of these. Probably have to keep the plow, and I can pay 4 for the Oath of Druids. Yeah. So let's keep Blessing on top, and then I'm going to just pay 4, down to 2, that's fine. Play a Plains, play an Oath, which we finally found. And now pass the turn back. We're gonna get to gain 4 life from Surinor. Main decking Negator in zombies is not something that is particularly common. So plow the Negator and gain to the Surinor. I think I just take 2. Because there's a Blessing on top, which I want to guarantee that I shuffle. So I think this is fine. We just take 2. We're not going to trigger. I just want to guarantee that my Oath trigger happens. So, oh, I guess what I can do, I can do both, right? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out these interactions right now. So, because both of these happen in upkeep, I can choose the order. Oh yeah, this is sick. So yeah, this is like the best possible outcome. So I'm gonna have trigger Oath. We're gonna get something. It is a chosen, so I have to make sure that I stack my triggers properly. I was gonna gain 36 life, and then yeah, my opponent's just off it, which makes sense. I don't think they can win from here anymore. All right, zombies. Zombies. So Engineer Plague seems great. I doubt that Duress really does anything. Achroma seems pretty good, not gonna lie. So we want Achroma. Geddon seems kind of medium, but I just don't think we have enough. I feel like this strategy is just gonna be just get an Oath in play and just go from there. I feel like that's kind of all that we care about. I'm gonna keep in the 1 Armageddon so we can just close the door straight up. So that's why I'm gonna keep it, but I don't really think that it's great. And I think maybe Argivian Find is worth it, mostly against their discard. Besides that, Seal of Cleansing can blow up Dystopia, which I imagine my opponent has access to. Maybe Ray of Revelation is good because of Dystopia alone. Yeah, Ray seems better than Seal for Dystopia purposes. And we have like the one of Seal, the one of Ray. And I don't think this card is good enough, probably. I definitely want... I think I just have all 3 of these targets. I wonder if you're just never supposed to have 3 targets and you're only supposed to have only 2. We'll figure out. We'll see where this goes. Game 2, and this hand is so close. This one's good. This is a good hand. Keep this one. We're gonna bottom the Blessing. Actually, erase that. I think I'm gonna bottom the Tormod Script, like the card that's literally nothing. So we have turn 1 Oath. Seems really hard for my opponent to be able to beat that. So well, here's a Mox, and I'm gonna discard Gemstone Mine, and here is an Oath of Druids. Good luck. Can we find a Chroma off the top? Take 5. Oath. Target you. Say yes. A Chroma? Shard Phoenix. Boo. Boo. Wait a second. So I'm supposed to like sack this now? I sack this now and my opponent needs to destroy both of their lands? That's hilarious. Right? Is that how this works? Yep. That's exactly how this works. That is so fun. Okay. I think I play out the Ivory Tower and I'm just going to upkeep. I guess I'm gonna want to trigger Oath. So since I want to trigger Oath, I'm probably not going to be casting this Enlightened Tutor here. So upkeep, sack, deal 2 to Negator. So now my opponent needs to sack 2 permanents. What do you want to sack? Just 2 lands. Opponent's all in. Alright, I respect it. Opponent's all in. We'll see if it works out for them. It's probably not going to. Get a swamp. Alright, Duress. You got me. They probably have to take the Enlightened Tutor. They do take the Enlightened Tutor. Gonna choose my opponent, and I'm gonna say yes, and a Chroma. Perfect. Oh, we also drew the land tax. Swing for 6. Your turn. Does my opponent have Diabolic Edict against me? There's no way they have Edict, right? Withered Wretch. Okay. So now I also get an Ancestor Chosen. That's perfect. Right, so we want to... I think we want to trigger Oath last. Then we want to trigger Ivory Tower, then land tax. So this is the way that we want to order them. We're going to say yes, find 3 basic planes. And now we gain a life. And now we trigger Oath again. We say yes. We gain a substantial amount of life. Now we stack our triggers properly so we can gain 41 life. And then shuffle. Cool. Alright, Scroll Rack. And I guess I'm going to swing for 6. Because why not? We don't get to rack here. But it seems like this is a good matchup. I'm gonna go on a limb here. Gonna go on a limb and say that this is probably a good matchup. Round number 2, and this definitely looks like a mulligan. This one seems okay. Let's keep it in the blind. I'm gonna bottom either Weirding or Tormod Script. Let's bottom Weirding. Like Weirding is probably just better off in my deck anyway. Wooded Foothills. Okay, so I'm gonna go turn 1 basic plane, say go. We'll see what my opponent does. Fetch for Forest. Soon enough we'll figure out what we're up against. Mongrel. Alright, so this is kind of perfect. So let's go playing against Madness. Here's a tutor for land tax. And I think I'd rather have land tax going as opposed to Oath. I am going to Swords to Plowshares this main phase, however. I don't want my opponent to be able to daze Swords of Plowshares, and dealing with the Mongrel seems important. If it were an Acromoeba or something like that, I think I wouldn't care as much, but the fact that it's an actual Mongrel means that it enables too much for my opponent, so if they wasteland me here, that's exactly, yeah, this is exactly what I want. Although I guess I don't actually have a mountain, so I can't ice. Seems kind of whatever, though. We already have a plane, so I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna get Island, Forest, Plains here. And now all of my colors should be good. Mox Diamond is a very good draw. So let's play that out. Let's see if it resolves. It does. I think I'm going to discard the Plains here. And I'm just going to pass the turn back. I don't think there's anything I'm interested in crypting. And now I'm just going to start taxing away. Okay, opponent plays the land. So they're just not fighting over tax at this point. They're not even attempting to fight over tax. I'm going to only find 2 lands here. Otherwise, I guess I can find 3. Because I know for certain that I'm going to be able to play out the Tormod Script anyway. I guess I'm going to be drawing a card for turn. So yeah, let's actually only get 2 lands here. Gemstone Mine. Do I care about the Gemstone Mine or do I care about the basic? Okay, let's just play the Tormod script. And I guess I'm just gonna play out the mine. The Plains and pass the turn back. Plains plays around Wasteland a little bit better. My opponent has used one. I'm assuming that my opponent's gonna be playing Cyberpunkers list. So now I think I only get one. I can play it out if I want to. I don't. Okay, so let's just duress my opponent. See what's up over there. Days foil gush. Oh, Cyberpunker. Oh, Stan. Oh, Stan. I guess they're the closest to hardcasting foil. So I guess I'm gonna get that. I don't care about the days, and the gush is pretty far away. I have no idea how Stan wins with this deck. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense whatsoever. Alright. Send the turn back. But good thing I killed the mongrel immediately, right? I could kill that next turn just with Fire Ice. So I'm going to not fetch here, untap, draw, Oath. Yeah, that's actually better. Alright, play that one. Somehow better than killing this. So at this point my opponent's gonna have to like bounce their own Waterfront Bouncer so they don't target Oath. So I don't get to trigger Oath. So this seems good to me. Alright, there's an island. Finally found the basic. But now they can't Arrogant Worm, right? So they're just discarding Squee to bounce the Waterfront Bouncer, which seems okay. I do get to play one more land, although if my opponent finds another island, they're gonna get me off of land tax. Seems worth it though, so I'm just going to just say no here. Draw something, Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, sure, play that out. And I think I'm just gonna play out a Gemstone Mine. So if I want to, I can just destroy it over the course of a couple of turns. They can get back Squee, I don't really care. So we're just gonna play the waiting game here. It's nice that we kind of have everything covered here. I'm gonna get a Plains now and get a nice little shuffle in. Another land tax, sure, let's play that out. Pass the turn. So the second that I find Scroll Rack, I win the game. There's a Frantic Search. But my opponent can't actually discard, like they can't discard their worms and stuff because I just get Oath online if that's the case. So we're just kind of hanging out here. Discarding Squee and Daze. They play another land. So now they can gush, they can get me off of land taxes. Which seems okay for them, I guess. Let's stack some triggers. Say no. No. Duress. So at this point my opponent can already get me off of land tax if they want to. So I think that I'll just play a swamp here and pass the turn back. I imagine they're just going to gush on end step. But there's no need for me to duress right now, right? Because what I want to... Oh wait, they're just casting this gush? Oh, that's so good for me. Yeah, I think my opponent should have just... They should have just bounced the islands. Like, sure, they're going to go to this card, but like they're slowing down my engine. Okay, Wooded Foothills for a red source. They're gonna hardcast Squee now. Okay, play Bouncer. Interesting. Okay, alright. So I guess here's an Oath trigger. Target you. Say yes. Get Shard Phoenix and a shuffle, which is nice. I'm gonna say no to some taxes. Another Oath. Don't mind if I do. I'm just saving up this duress so I can... I'm just saving up this duress so that I can just... I think I just sack this Phoenix here. I don't want my opponent to enable their engine, so... but I'm just going to save this duress till the turn that I want to protect a scroll rack. And once I do that, I'm just going to win the game. But there's no reason to just play out the duress. Like, it doesn't really achieve any. Okay, so my opponent has successfully entered Desperation Mode. They're just hard casting worms. So now we're just going to trigger, find... Just gonna trigger, find Ancestor Chosen, gain a bunch of life. We have a Blessing, just casually up to 35. Another land tax, sure. I guess I'm gonna play out a Plains, pass the turn. Yeah, so my opponent has, they're just hoping that just hard casting all their stuff is somehow going to work out, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think this is gonna work out. Because even if when they do find Wonder, like that's why I have not cracked my Tormod script, right? When they finally do find Wonder, like this is this is our first strike. Unlucky, honestly, because now I can't. Unlucky because I can't kill my Chosen, so I can keep the Oath loop going. Honestly, unlucky. Windswept Heath, pass the turn. So I guess the clock is now my main enemy. Could have attacked and then just stabbed my opponent's worm. Gilded Drake. Sure. This is so now I get a Shard Phoenix. Man, this is messy with all of these triggers. Trigger Oath, get my Phoenix, shuffle, some blessings. Am I just doing this? Like, is this the fight that I want to fight over? I mean, I guess I have to kill the Chosen. Yeah, so I think that this just locks the game here. Their hand is double Squee, Arrogant Worm, Yavimayakos, so we're just clear here. So fire the Chosen for 2, red and 1. Sack this, Chosen down, and we're gonna go land, get them, pass the turn. We know about the coast, but yeah, game's just over. Like, if my opponent attacks, obviously I just get 2 of my Oath triggers. So the first one finds a blessing, I shuffle. The second one finds either Phoenix or Chosen, I keep going. So the game's just over at this point. Okay, so we're cutting. I actually have Lanny's Cyber Guide here, which is very, very helpful. But apparently his Cyber Guide changed a bunch of cards, so like it doesn't actually help me, which is hilarious. Argivian Find seems good, I guess. Another Duress. I think I like Seal, Ray of Relation over Seal. Chrome and Angel. Phoenix and Chosen. Cut the Plague. Cut Source Wording. Do I leave Geddon or do I leave Seal of Cleansing? Library is also interesting. I guess I kind of want Library on the play, but maybe on the draw it's not so great. We have to cut one more card. I guess Geddon. The problem is without either one of these, I don't know if my opponent can eventually like get around me. I mean, we're just playing an Oath game, right? That's the story. Let's just go with this. Okay, so we got Tutor. Yeah, we're keeping this. We got Tutor. We got Blessing slash, I guess Blessing is terrible, but like Oath of Druid is actually pretty good here. I'm gonna lead on Basic Plains, say go. Basic Highland. Opponent confirm Luxac. So let's Tutor, and I think I'm gonna Tutor for land tax here. And we get to play land tax playing around. I don't want to just drop the Oath just yet, and here we get to play around Daze very nicely. My opponent's not playing around tax, so I guess they're just, unless they have the Naturalize, which they may. They have Squee, okay. Just play out a Mongrel. So we're just going to, there's no need to use this Undiscovered Paradise here. So let's get a Forest, a Plains, and that's it. I guess we can just get a Swamp, might as well. And now, ooh, that's a nice one. So I think I don't play around Foil, because if my opponent had the Foil, they would have used it already. So I'm just gonna play out the Oath and pass the turn back. So I think it's better for me to play around Daze instead of playing around Oath here. Like if I Duress, my opponent can just Daze the Duress, and that's actually worse for me. So now the 2 cards that I'm gonna be Oathing for are gonna be either the Achroma, which seems medium actually. It doesn't seem super great. But the Iridescent, oh no, they have the Naturalize. Maybe that's a thing, that's a reason to Duress maybe. So I guess they were trying to fight over Oath instead of fighting over land tax, which makes sense. It's a reasonable thing to do. Maybe I should have Duressed. Maybe I was supposed to Duress there. Alright, opponent's going all in. It's particularly brutal because the Oath would have also very likely have found my Ray of Revelation as well. Having drawn a land there is just devastating. Alright, so let's Blessing first. Actually, can we split? This is target player only. Okay, so I'm just gonna target the Squee and the land. Draw an Oath. So we don't know anything about my opponent's hand. We probably can't play around Daze anymore because like we're just gonna be taking too much damage. So let's just drop the Oath and let's hope that it's good. Wasteland. Sure, it doesn't actually change anything. Okay, so my opponent is going trying to go very wide. So that means that they don't have a Wonder has entered the reveal card, so they're just gonna be able to fly here. But they don't have the engine going anymore. So we're gonna take 5 damage down to 11. Let's Oath first. Target you, opponent. Hoping to find, I guess we're kind of hoping to find a chroma here. Let's see if we did flip a raid, which is great. So now we get to Ray of Relation the Survival. Get rid of that. And now we shuffle again. So we got an iridescent angel. Shuffle Tormod Script. That's a card. All right, play another Undiscovered Paradise, and I guess we just say go. We're gonna get to flip a chroma next turn. There's an argument for duressing there to play around Naturalize. So we block the worm. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but it cost my opponent's cards, so it's fine. So I'm just gonna block the worm here. They pump one Rootwalla, they're gonna pump the other one, and I imagine they're gonna pump the Mongrel as well. Okay, so my opponent's all in. They swing for 10, I go down to 1. And I think, do I have outs here? So we're gonna flip a chroma here, which is nice, obviously, but that's a swing for 10, leaving my opponent at 5. Seal doesn't do anything. They have no cards in hand that they can go exactly wide enough to kill me. Yeah, I don't think there was too much I could have done differently here, though. I don't think there was too much. It was the turn where I chose to play around Daze and my opponent naturalized. That would have meant I got an Oath trigger a turn earlier. Maybe that would have been enough for me to win. I have not been able to assemble land tax plus Skororak so far in 4 games, which is funny. Do I actually want this thing? Is this valuable enough? I mean, we still have Suranor and Ivory Tower. Like, I don't think we actually need the Chosen. Though having a chroma in the face of Gilded Drake is a little bit scary. We're on the play. This hand is kind of ridiculous. Just outrageous. This hand is straight up insane. Wow. I have no words. Like, how does my opponent beat this? They need foil into Mull to 6. Turn 1 Mox. Land tax. So they need to foil this, which they do. Discarding Rootwalla, alright, value. So because they actually foil the tax, we are gonna play the land. Because if my opponent has a Daze and I find a land off the top, we're gonna be able to play around Daze with the Oath. Swing for 1. Well, now we just jam. Now we simply jam. They can have land naturalize. Swing for 1. Pamperino. Oof, yeah. Target you. Here's an angel. Shuffle with those blessings. And I think I'm just going to play the rack and pass the turn. Yeah, we're just going to play the rack there just so I can put a chroma back on top of the deck. Probably not going to shuffle away the Oath because my opponent can like just naturalize the Oath. But like just to put a chroma on top, and if they just can't deploy anything on top of just... Yeah, it's going to be really hard for my opponent to win from there. All right, 2-0. All right, we get to play against the master himself, Lanny. What are the chances that Oath is good against whatever Lanny is playing? There's no way this hand is a keep, right? We don't really have an engine going. This seems much better. Keep this, obviously bottom the Phoenix. And we're going to go turn 1 Mox and say go. Oh, look at that. There's no way we can win, I guess, huh? No way we can win. No! What the hell, man? I imagine he's gonna name land tax here. He names Swords. Interesting. I guess I don't tutor. I just hope to find a land. No, actually we can't. We can't play a land. I have to go get land tax here. We already have. So we're gonna play out the land tax. And my goal now... He's maining Meddling Mages now. Interesting. I guess maybe there's an argument for like going get Oath. Well, that one's not gonna do it. If I find a land, I kind of feel like I'm in okay shape because I can just LD him, ice my land. Okay. So the goal now is to just draw a mana source so I can have mana leak up. Oh, okay. So we're playing against what's his name then? I think I'm just jamming. I'm jamming Seal of Cleansing here. I'm gonna destroy one of my opponent's Moxen. We're playing against Gro-a-Tog. So I do guess that Oath is quite good against against Lanny. I should have, if I had kept the Oath hand, I think I would have probably been in really good shape. So he gets to play one island, and if I draw a Surin Orb, we probably win. We also have access to Manly, which is nice. Ugh. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna play the Rack. This enables his counterspell, but like there's nothing I can really do, right? Like Scroll Rack allows me to start digging on my opponent's end step at least. So I have to start jamming things. I can't wait for Lanny to tell me how I messed up this game. We'll figure it out. Another tax. Probably gonna play another Rack. If he has the answer to this one... Okay, he doesn't. Well, maybe we get to do something. I think I want to Rack for 4 next turn. So I can find land plus Oath. I'm down to 5. Well, gonna be jamming that one. I imagine that's why he let the Scroll Rack resolve, is because he's saving the counterspell for Oath. He's got the days. Okay. Next game. I think Duress probably great. I think Oath is definitely great. I probably want access to a Chroma. And I don't care about Ancestors Chosen. This seems like a deep analysis kind of matchup. I don't think I want Engineered Plague. Probably Argivian Find. Probably Replenish. Probably cut the seals. I think I like Argivian Find. And probably cut the Tormod's Crypt for Replenish. We don't really have that many answers to Mage. We just have Shard Phoenix and the Swords of Plowshares, but obviously Swords of Plowshares is not really an answer to Mage. Angel is kind of interesting, probably not good. Armageddon also probably not good. So maybe I want to leave the one of Seal. This seems okay. Alright, what do we got here? This seems strong. Let's keep it. It's not a great land tax hand, but it is actually a solid Oath hand. We also have access to the rest, which is nice. I think I'm just jamming the Oath here. He can daze, but if he dazes, then like we basically replay next turn, and like we're in okay shape anyway. So it's kind of whatever. He portents here. Difference between Gro-a-Tog with a good Mox hand versus just basic island hand is so massive. All right, so he doesn't shuffle, which is interesting. STP. I think I'm just jamming Oath again. I could be playing Duress around days, but I think that's fine. Okay, so he's got the days. We have Argivian Find, so I'm not too worried about my Oath getting counter there, if it means I get to time walk him. Well, I guess we're playing that one too. Does he have days number 3? Opt. He doesn't. Alright, cool. So now that the Oath has hit play, and he is kind of in an awkward spot, right? Because he can't really deploy anything onto the board because I just get Oath value. His mana is also not really functioning here. Never mind, he's got a Mox. Mox is bad for us. Also, again, Portent no shuffle. That's the dream right there. The Portent no shuffle. Let's do rest, see what's up. If he has Disenchant, he's gonna use it now. Well, we're definitely getting Gush, right? Yep, definitely getting Gush. And pass the turn. We can Argivian Find back the Oath, which is very nice. He drew a land. Okay, there's a Dryad, which I'm going to plow here. And my hope is that this Source of Plowshares gets countered. Yes, yes. We got full info here. So Counterspell is cast. That's good, that's good. That's nice. So let's Mox discarding Paradise. I think I want to Rack here. I can Argivian Find plus Plow, but then I'm just Argivian Finding my Oath. So what is this, Psychotog? It is Psychotog. I'm at 20. He can't deal 20, so I'm just going to Plow the Dryad, Argivian Find Oath, pass the turn and tap, slam Oath through these. And now we're going to, hopefully we flip a Chroma. That's the best thing to flip. Awkwardly enough, we do have Shard Phoenix, but he cannot lethal me here, even with a Gush. Alright, Tog comes in for 7. No, he top decked the Disenchant naturally? That's brutal, dude. I guess I just returned the favor there. Let's fetch. I think I get another Plains. Is there a reason to get a Forest? I think I can just, yeah, I can just get a Plains. We're gonna Rack, and I'm just going to upkeep. I guess actually it's better for me to plow now because he could have a foil in hand. Obviously he can have counterspell and then he uses his mana efficiently. Same thing with Daze, but if his last card in hand is actually a foil, then I get super blown out if I upkeep. Sleight of hand. Alright, cool. I think I'm gonna rack main phase. And the reason is because I can fan land tax. So top, and pass a turn. I have to imagine that he's got at least one counter spell in hand, right? I'm still gonna go for Enlightened Tutor, but actually I don't have to. No, never mind. I do have to because I know what I'm drawing, and I know that I'm drawing that deep analysis that doesn't do anything. So we are gonna tutor for land tax. This is bad if he has counterspell, if he has Gush, but it is what it is. Disenchant, same thing. Daze, yeah, I'm gonna pay. He's doing this so he can actually get behind me on land drops, I think, which makes sense. So if he draws Gush, then this card doesn't do anything, which is pretty brutal. On the plus side, if I upkeep this, oh, we have the exact same amount of lands. My bad. So let's rack both of these. Gonna go top, play an oath, pass the turn. This is oath number 4, by the way. Peaching, Island, City Brass. Well, that was a pretty good exchange for me, I think. So I know that I have Replenish plus blank on top, so I'm just going to pass the turn back now. Kind of looking for a Surin Orb. Meddling Mage. Okay, I assume this name is Source of Plowshares. Gaia's Blessing. It's not playing around Replenish, I'll tell you that much. Untap, rack, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's kind of nice actually. So 1, 2, Replenish on top. Play Mox, discard that. And I guess I'm going to pass the turn now. Another land tax doesn't really do anything. I probably have to just jam these Replenish, unfortunately, which is not great in the face of counterspell, stuff like that. I could wait until I draw Duress. Could wait until I draw Duress, or I could wait until he taps a little bit lower. But here's Replenish. I have 2 more blanks on top. How much better is it getting for me? I don't think it's getting any better, so I'm just gonna jam. If this resolves, we win. So that's a nice thing, but yeah, very unlikely to resolve. So Surin Orb is the key card here. Oof, that's double the clock. Yeah, I don't think I can erase this anymore now. Especially when I know that the top 2 cards of my deck are just blanks. I do get to look 1 deep with rack. That was maybe a reason to like not jam the Replenish, but I was thinking if my opponent continues doing this, then it's kind of problematic for me. Yeah, he named Surin Orb. So now I have to find Source of Plowshares. It's rack for 2, E-Tutor. Enlightened Tutor is just a shuffle, but at the cost of a card. And now it's too late to find the Surin Orb, because my opponent's got the Meddling Mage. How do I win? So I think the sequence is, my opponent has nothing. I take 4. They have nothing in hand, it's just 3 blanks. I untap. I Enlightened Tutor for Surin Orb. And then I scroll rack for 2, and the immediate card under it's a Source of Plowshares, which now doesn't do anything. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I can still draw exactly Fire and Ice. If I draw Fire and Ice. Oh, I guess I can also draw. I can just hope to Lucksack. What if I Lucksack here? I know there's a land tax on top. Yeah, I think I just have to E-Tutor for Surin Orb. And now rack for 2 and hope that I have Source of Plowshares. Fire Ice. Oh my god. Are we doing it? Fire the Meddling Mage on Surin Orb. You have nothing, Lanny. You have nothing. You have absolutely nothing, Lanny. You also don't have Gush. You also most definitely don't have Gush. Surin Orb. Activate. Down to 2. Right, baby. Mox Diamond. Alright. Don't gush me, bro. Tap, trigger, yes, 1, 2, 3, shuffle, see what we draw. We draw a blank, rack for 4. Okay, so can't cast Blessing. We're gonna play the land so we can stay even with, we can gain some life. But I'm going to go for Ivory Tower here. So we're gonna have to put a stop on my upkeep. Well, that's not even work. I think I lose exactly to the Meddling Mage. So I'm gonna need to find a way to kill one of these mages. Surin Orb, both of my lands. So now I can rack for 3. So we go down to 2. We lose to Fire and Ice. Untap. Hopefully he doesn't draw Gush, because if he does, I lose. I think I'm supposed to let land tax resolve. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Does Ivory Tower do anything here? I think I need to actually draw Source of Plowshares, don't I? So I think we just let it go. I think I actually need to draw Source of Plowshares, so I can actually start fixing the problem. So like looking for 7 cards seems better. Yeah, that doesn't do it. None of those things save me. I looked at a lot of cards. I looked at a lot of cards for sure, but none of those cards do it. Got Duress, got Leak, but I'm just gonna die to 2 beatdowns. Yep, that's it. Might as well Duress him just to see what's up. He's dazing. Highland Meddling Mage. Yep. We don't have Source of Plowshares, unfortunately. Alright, that was super close. That was super close. Wow, it was the second Meddling Mage, the one that did us badly. My opponent answered 5 Oath of Druids on the way to the victory, so that was a great match. Well played, Lanny. Can't wait for you to tell me how I messed up throughout this entire thing. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we keep this. We keep this. If this is not the nut draw, I don't know what the nut draw is. We're playing against Gobs. Yep. I think I'm going to just go ahead and play land tax, and I'm also gonna play Mox Diamond and play Ivory Tower. I mean, there's no way that my opponent can ever win this game without triggering this land tax with me having this Source of Plowshares in hand, right? It's literally impossible for them. So this hand against Goblins is just the nuts. If I were playing against this specifically a Lucky, I would have just plowed the Lucky instead. Like, this hand is just incredible. Like, I have no idea how my opponent is supposed to win. That trigger stacks, so we want to make sure that we stack triggers like this. Say yes. We're gonna get 2 plains and I guess an island. I don't think there's anything I want to tutor for. I want to guarantee that I'm going to be... I think we'll just pass the turn back, because I just want to hold up Mana Leak. The question is, however, if I want to play out one of my lands. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think I just hang out here, because I wanna go get Oath, I think. So depending on what my opponent does, I'm going to plow. Like, if they play another Goblin, I can just plow the Prospector and then tutor for Oath. Okay, so my opponent's not playing around land tax, so this is just gonna be good to go. If there's a Ringleader, I think I'm actually gonna leak this. And then we're gonna get, what, 2 lands here? Plains. I mean, I guess I just get all of the lands, and instead of getting Oath, I just go get... Yeah, I just go get Rack. Yeah, I think I just go get Rack here. So after Ivory Tower, we're just going to tutor for, scroll Rack, draw the Rack, play out the Rack, pass the turn back. I think this game is probably just locked up at this point. My opponent can, I guess they can naturalize the Rack. So that would have been an argument for the Matron, okay. That would have been an argument for potentially, what? Like not playing the Rack and just waiting 1 more turn so I get at least 1 Rack activation. Or Racktivation, if you may, of course. Grunks. Opponent gets a Lucky. I think I upkeep. Yeah, I think I just go find my lands, say okay, gain a gazillion life, and now I just rack for 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna hold on to 1 land. Just gonna put all the lands in whatever order, doesn't matter. We have plow for the Lucky, so we don't care about that. I think I just play out another land and I just play Rack, pass the turn, discard, Gemstone Mine. Maybe discard Windsweep Heat. I don't think. So there is the possibility that I may lose this game through Enlightened Tutor for Engineered Plague. Seems very unlikely. Like, I'm not sure what my opponent can have here that matters anymore. I think I just let the Lucky connect, honestly. Like, I'm at 31. What's the worst that can happen? Siege Gang? Like, whatever. I'm going to be tutoring for... Yeah, I'm just gonna be tutoring for Plague now. So, we plow. I think I'd rather plow the War Chief, actually. So plow War Chief, untap, triggers, land tax, get lands, Ivory Tower, steal on upkeep, tutor for Plague, play Undiscovered Paradise, cast Plague on Goblin. Opponent's got a 1/1 now. Pass the turn back. Opponent concedes. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so second place seems great. We're gonna cut all of the duresses. Circle Protection Red seems decent as well. Not gonna lie. Gonna cut Seal of Cleansing. Acroma sounds fantastic. Armageddon seems probably decent. Argivian Find also probably pretty good. Tormod's Crypt can go. And I think this is fine. I'm trying to think what is the worst card. And I guess Seal of Cleansing has literally no targets at all. Besides my opponent bringing in a Tormod's Crypt or something. So I guess I'd rather have Duress, like just a random one of Duress to like snipe and naturalize. Because this card has literally anything, this card can potentially do something. And I think that's it. Let's submit. I don't even know if this is good Cyberling, but I guess we'll find out. I think this hand is pretty strong, huh? I think I keep it. Turn 1 Cop Red seems good. I do wonder if I'm supposed to just keep hands that have engine pieces, though. Because this hand doesn't have any, and it doesn't have a tutor to go find one. But we do have early interaction for like an early lackey, which is the only way that this card is not enough. And once this comes into play, I guess my opponent can naturalize it, but that's pretty much it. Opponent moved it to 5. Turn 1 Fanatic. If that had been a lackey, I would be a little bit more scared. Also, having drawn the Argivian Find, that's pretty much it, I think. Gonna play Mox. I'm just gonna play out the Cop and just send the turn back. My best draw is Land Tax or Enlightened Tutor. Uh-oh, Basic Forest. Is that a naturalize? I think I'm gonna play out the Rack, actually. I'm not scared of this, and my opponent may just pop. They may just naturalize the Pop Red, but that's the Cop Red, sorry. But that's just fine. I just get to Argivian Find it next turn. Oh, they naturalize Rack instead. Okay, seems kind of fine. Go to 17. Pile Driver. That's a good draw. So we're gonna pass the turn, go into Cop the Pile Driver, and then I'm gonna tutor for land tax. Actually, do I want to get tax or do I want to get oath? I think I want to get tax. This may be wrong, but the fact that I have Argivian Find to get back Scroll Rack and I already have a Cop Red in play, I think both of those suggest that it's good for me to get tax there instead of oath. Naturalize the Cop. Okay, that's fine. So now I'll just have to plow the Pile Driver. So trigger on the stack, plow the Pile Driver, make sure I don't just randomly get killed. I think there's an argument there for just not killing the Pile Driver, just taking the damage to not get blown out by a Tormod's Crypt. I don't know. I mean, we're just very far ahead here now. Having drawn the Chosen, not great, but it's not the worst. Play Mox. I really need to make sure that I don't play my land here. Very, very awkward because this is going to be a very mana inefficient turn. But I think I'm going to make up for it by just having access to a ridiculous amount of card advantage next turn. So I'm at a virtual 11 as is. And my opponent playing a land there is obviously great for me. So we're going to get back the Rack. And this is going to guarantee that I at least get 1 Rack activation. Naturalize the land tax. Alright. Well, that's pretty brutal, actually. Alright. It's a good draw. So now we just don't play anything and just pass the turn back. This is going to gain 1 life, then 2. That's 3 naturalizes. Matron. That sucks. Maybe I'm just supposed to play the Rack and just hope that I find another... land tax, honestly. Goblin Tinker. That's a good source of Plowshare's target. Gain a life. Play Scroll Rack. Activate Rack. I think I want to just get rid of everything but the Windswept Heath. Actually, let's get rid of the Windswept Heath as well to dig 1 deeper. Perfect. All right. Awesome. So now I ordered those like garbage, but I did find the land tax that I was looking for. So now this Ivory Tower is going to start to do some work. Awkward that my opponent is going to potentially be able to get a Tinkerer activation. I am gonna get to a rack though, and I'm gonna gain 3 life with the tower. Actually, 2 life. Opponent plays the Tinker. Land tax. Say yes. 1, 2. Ivory tower. Mox time. It's not great, so let's rack for a bunch. I'm gonna rack my entire hand here. That's a plague, which is good because it means that the Tinker is gonna die and is gonna kill both of the fanatics. So yeah, this looks good. This looks very, very good. So let's just get everything back and let's play Paradise. 1, 2, 3. Play Plague. Plague on Goblin. And now my opponent, if they want to, they can destroy my Ivory Tower, but they actually are going to take one. The Tinker is going to die because of the Engineer Plague. They played out a land. Set a stop on my upkeep. We're going to tax. 1, 2, 3. Gain some life. I mean, I have the Oath already in play, so... already in hand, I mean. Play an Oath. Play another Oath. Play a basic plains. Pass the turn. They can start blowing up my Moxen, but that doesn't really do anything. Yeah, so that's gonna actually kill the Goblin. They should have killed one of my Mox. It was free to do that. So now that the Ivory Tower is gone, I can't go get Source Weirding, so I'm just going to rack away the hand. See what I find. I don't think there's really anything that I'm looking for here. And my opponent's just off it. Yeah, I was gonna get it now. I was gonna get it and that probably closes the game. Eventually I was gonna be able to hardcast a Chroma and win through there, but yeah, that was cool. That was cool. This is what this deck's trying to do. Alright, time for the very last match. This is actually an interesting hand. Like, we get to duress into Oath. Okay. So we're playing against Artie, and if he's actually playing any sort of control deck or anything like that, we're gonna get destroyed. But if he isn't, then this hand is actually pretty decent, huh? So I'm gonna keep this hand. I could see situations... I can see this maybe be the mulligan. Like, if I had a Mox, I'd probably snap this off. But I don't have a Mox, so... Nimble Mongoose. Well, that's good against my Oath of Druids. Ah, I'm such a genius. I think I'm just duressing here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just duress on turn 1 because my opponent could have a Naturalize effect in hand. Oh, yeah. Well, good thing I did that. We get to get rid of the... And then we play a land. And now... So I guess he's playing like land destruction. I played him on this deck actually last time. We had a crazy match. So yeah, that duress ended up being very clutch. So now I'm just gonna play the Oath. That Mox was obviously a fantastic draw. That one, not so much. Drawing the Ancestor Chosen right there, not great. We're gonna get to clear the board, which is nice. And then I guess we're gonna have to use our his Mulchin. So he found Wasteland, he found Forgotten Cave. He's gonna Wasteland my Paradise, which is fine. It's not terrible. He actually cannot play the Terravores, because if he plays the Terravores, I just kill them with Tormod Script, which is nice. So I'm gonna hold on to this Tormod Script. It's possible that he's playing Sphere. I actually can't remember if he was playing Sphere last time that we battled. The Goose gets in there. I do wonder, like, I'm definitely going to target here, and we're going to get the Phoenix into play. We do get to shuffle, which is nice. And now, on demand, we get to kill the Mongoose if we want. I think I want to duress the Stone Rain. Let's pop the Phoenix, so that kills the Goose. He can Wasteland himself, but this is just incredibly good for me. Because now I just Crypt. And his dude dies anyway. Like, actually, do I even want to Crypt? I think I just want to duress. Like, he just did me a favor, right? Definitely taking the Stone Rain. If he wants to, like, land destruction himself in order to blow up my own land, I think I'm okay with that. So, Stone Rain down. Now, the question is, do I kill this or not? I think I don't, actually. Because I just trigger Oath, shuffle Phoenix back into my deck, so I take 3. Now, I think I am actually going to Crypt here. I think I am actually going to Crypt. So that clears the board. We both have nothing, but like, I have an Oath in play, and Maybe I was supposed to leave the Mongoose out just so I can start looping my deck with Blessing, but I mean I think we're looking pretty here anyways. That's a funny draw. I do wonder actually if I was supposed to bounce my own Undiscovered Paradise last turn to play around Wasteland. I think I'm gonna do that this turn. Like, we can always just play it again if we want, but like, we're playing around Wasteland very nicely here. Yeah, we're just gonna pass the turn. The game looks pretty solidly in our favor here. Is Mulch something that I'm willing to counter? Yeah, I think so, actually. I mean, this is potentially a draw many, and it is a way for his like Werebears and Mongoose to get out of range. I think I'm going to pass back here. I could upkeep Fire Eyes. I don't think I care about that. I think we're just going to keep drawing cards. That's a very good draw. But once again, no need to do that. So I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. I do wish I found something like a Rack or better a Lantax. Suran Orb is not terrible, so let's just play out the Orb, just pass the turn back. It's gonna naturalize something on end step, he naturalizes the Oath. Okay, that's fine. It allows him to play things now, but I'm not really afraid of too much that he can do. Like, if he plays out a Terravor here, I'm just gonna go for the Dream. Like, I know he has 2 Terravors, so I'm just gonna pass the turn back, and I am just going to hope that he plays a second one, and then I can just Engineer Plague for Terravor. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, this is happening, baby. I can also Fire and Ice, but this is just much more fun, so I'm gonna do that instead. So play Undiscovered Paradise, and we do have to play Undiscovered Paradise, otherwise any of, like, if I play the Mox, it actually grows the Terravor. But that's just too sweet to pass up, you know what I'm saying? That's just way too sweet to pass up. Did find the Carplusen Forest. Werebear. We can still, I mean, he can race here. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. I would like to fire here and here, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's too great. That's just too awesome. So I'm just going to play out this Ivory Tower. I'm just going to start gaining a bunch of life. This game ended up being hilarious. This game just ended up being absolutely hilarious. Another Terravor. Okay, so this one we're actually going to just Source of Plowshares. I guess I can actually just do nothing. That's the other option. I can just do nothing. Like, this Ivory Tower is going to offset the life that I'm losing off of the Terravor, so just gonna keep the Terravor in play. It's pretty funny how we went 13 turns and we never saw neither an Enlightened Tutor nor the other thing, the actual Lantax. Yep, just pass the turn back. Keep gaining life every turn. He fetches and fails to find. I'm still ahead though. I feel like he should have just found something. I guess I'm going to cast this Duress just because I'm going to discard otherwise anyway, so I didn't think it was particularly likely for me to hit anything, but I mean, we're just chilling. He's dealing me 3 and I'm gaining 3, so it just doesn't do anything. Eventually I'm just gonna find something. Okay, that's a good one. So now I can just go Undiscovered Paradise, pay 2 to Scroll Rack, and just pass the turn back. And now it's when things are going to start to get out of control in my favor. Mox Diamond, playing Carplusen Forest. That is fine. Instead, we're just gonna rack for... I think I want to rack for 5. Okay, so here we go. So I want to draw, I guess, the Swords to Plowshares. Gain 3, draw the sword. I guess I should have racked there. I should have tutored on upkeep to go get Lantax. Yeah. So let's go tutor for Lantax. Then we're going to pay 1 to rack. We're going to rack all of these. All right, cool. Now we play, I guess, a Mox Diamond. Pitching Undiscovered Paradise. We're going to play the Lantax. Pass the turn. We do have Suran Orb. So it's just kind of impossible that we lose to this Terravore. It's also kind of impossible we don't trigger this land tax. We're gonna get to Oath this coming turn. So tax for 3. Just kind of living the dream over here. Gain a bunch of life. Play an Oath. Play another Mox. And yeah, I guess I just pass the turn back. He gets in there for 6. Doesn't matter too much. Plays Treetop and Mongoose. Okay. So I guess now that he played Mongoose, okay, so let's do this, then this. So first Oath. Say yes. Here's my chosen. Oh, I stacked them the opposite way. Whoops. Whoops. That happens. I mean, it's not that it's gonna matter, but still, I misclicked and just stacked my triggers the exact opposite way. Okay, so now what? My opponent can't attack. First striker too strong. I'm just gonna rack for a bunch. We can Armageddon, I guess. We found Tutor. We just have everything we want. Play the Crypt. Let's play another land tax. At this point, it's just, I mean, even though we stacked our triggers the exact opposite way, like it's just not gonna matter. We're just gonna start drawing maybe like 7 cards every single turn. Just the game is just over. So Orgivian Fine sounds great. Ray of Revelation is interesting. I think I do want Seal of Cleansing. Engineer Plague doesn't seem like it does enough. I do like a Chroma. Actually, do I like a Chroma? It just gets plowed, but I'm not sure whether that matters. I think I still like the one of Armageddon. I think that I need to make sure that I have an out to the random like Treetop Villages and stuff. Medium on Duress. I do like Swords of Plowshares. I do like Suranor, Tormod's Crypt. All of these cards are great. Manalik seems medium. The Oath seem great. Man, we just had so many fun exchanges. Just got the 2-for-1 with the random Engineer Play game 1. We got the 2-for-1 with Fire and Ice. It was kind of a funny game. But yeah, I think I do want the Akrama as a way to close the game. Maybe this is just unnecessary. Maybe I don't even need the Shard Phoenix. I could see cutting the Shard Phoenix. I'm bringing in Iridescent Angel and like a Chroma. Just cutting both of these. Just having an Angel plan with the Oath. I'm kind of into it. Okay. I guess I'm going to bring in the random Mana Leak there. Maybe I want Ray of Revelation. I think that artifacts are what I care about the most. So I'm not going to, but we'll see what he has to offer game number 2. Yeah, this hand seems good. Keep. So we have an engine online with Enlightened Tutor backup. I think I'm going to Undiscovered Paradise. Oh, is he going to play with no lands? 2 can play this game. I am going to play out the Undiscovered Paradise because it's probably free. Like, sure, he can Wasteland this, but it's kind of whatever. But this allows me to end step Enlightened Tutor and then untap and replay another land tax. Cycle Thicket. Naturalize my Mox. I can tutor for another Mox. I don't think I want to do that. I think we'll just pass the turn back here. I guess I should have actually played. Yeah, I'm gonna play the basic planes. Oh, never mind. Okay, so the reason for having played the basic planes is if I need to tutor for Oath, I have that available to me. So I guess I'm just going to play out this rack next turn. Seems kind of free. Eventually, I guess I can tutor for Seal of Cleansing to limit my opponent's mana. That's probably a good play. It's bad if he has a Naturalize for my tax. I imagine he has some sort of Naturalize effect here. Woo! Whole Breach. That's a card. Alright, there's the Treetop. So now I can tutor for attacks and play it out. If he has another Naturalize, that's obviously going to be bad for me, but Wastelands and Tranquil Domains. Dude, that's devastating. Wow. Crazy. Do I prioritize Sealing or do I prioritize Blessing? I think I prioritize Sealing here. Sure. So Blessing, we're gonna shuffle Land Tax, and Scroll Rack, I guess. Maybe we should be shuffling in Enlightening Tutor. It's a pretty bad draw. We send it back. Oof! So much hate. So much hate, Artie. Is he considering raising? Play Paradise, say go. It's fine, like this entire game was all about that doubled Mox Diamond drop. The double Mox Diamond draw allowed my opponent to play a very good, like, just normal game of Magic, even to play a very normal game of Magic, even with the limitations that Tax Rack puts on the development of this kind of deck, right? So I need to find an Oath. As long as I can manage to find an Oath, I should be good to go, because either one of my Angels should be good enough, particularly a Chroma. Yeah, so that's gonna get plowed. Blessing, okay. So one, actually I'm gonna play out the basic forest at this point, so we're gonna shuffle Blessing, Enlighten, Tutor, and Mox Diamond. Oath, Land Tax. That one doesn't do it. So I need to draw Surin Orb now. So gonna source the Plowshares, the Terravore, but at this point Oath is not even enough. Like, that's just too much of a clock. That's a good Wasteland right there. E-Tutor is one turn too late. All right, let's go into game number 3. Everything that we may want to change. I think maybe the rest is better. Like, considering my opponent's sideboarding with so much hatred, I feel like maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. I'm gonna cut a Seal of Cleansing, and I think I'm gonna cut the Fire and Ice. Could also cut the Armageddon. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the Geddon. Just send the turn back. Replenish is actually very interesting. Let's bring in Replenish actually over Fire Ice. Maybe we don't need Sur's Weirding. Weirding seems unnecessary when we are on the Angel plan. Okay, what do we got here? Yes, keep this. And this is very nice because we can, like, sit on this Surin Orb. We can sit on this Surin Orb, so maybe he won't even give importance to my land tax, and he'll actually play a land out, and then we can get the engine rolling that way. Yeah, this hand's pretty solid. So let's play out the basic planes and say go. Another Mox draw. Good for him. Turn 1 library is not bad. Tutor for tax. Untap. Play the land. Play tax. Play Surin Orb. That's gonna be a good library. That's a really good library for him. Yeah, you just 100% of the time just take it all. Surin Orb. Just gonna blow up my planes in response, just to guarantee that he can race now. That's the problem. No. Okay. So we're gonna go get another one because we need to get our engine online. Play it out again. Maybe I should have. Maybe because he already played the 2 lands. Maybe I should be playing the basic planes. I think this is okay though. Okay. So he only draws 1 extra card there. I have to imagine he found an answer to the tax, right? Mulch. Finding port and treetop. It's pretty nice actually. Mulch plus library. That's kind of hot. Tranquil Domain. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's play Paradise. Pass the turn. That's pretty good. That's a big boy. He also has a Mongoose. That's a nice one. All right, we're gonna take a big hit here, but then we're finally gonna. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to to trigger this land tax. So he has 2 unknowns in hand. Really trying to find Oath here. He's sporting. I'm just gonna plow the Terraform response. Get a plains, a swamp, and an island. This means we can cast anything that we draw. It's a good one. It's a pretty good one. So let's play, I think, another plains and say go. So we're trying to raise this treetop plus mongoose here. Port is very nice for him. He's getting in there. Can we find Oath off the top? Would be truly fantastic to find Oath off the top here. Forest and 2 plains. Mox? Oath? No. The last land. No. Oh, that's brutal. Oh my god. Well, I can't play the forest because that means that Oath is uncastable. I mean, at this point, Oath is kind of slow. Am I just dead? I think I may just be dead at this point. I think I may just be dead here. I'm not going to have time to trigger Oath. I need to find... Yeah, I think I'm just dead. Because Surin Orb is in the graveyard. And I just die to... Like, he swings for 6 here. I go down to 2. I do get to rack next turn, but... What saves me? Man, I was 1 mana short there. Like, Rishad and Port was the difference between winning and losing. Pretty funny. Turns out Port was the difference. Because I can't interact with the mongoose. And it's really awkward how I have to rack on upkeep, which is gonna give him another port activation. I may find Swords to Plowshares. Oh, but I can't plow this. Ugh. I think I'm just dead. I think I'm actually just dead here. I don't know what can save me. That can almost save me. So I need to find Swords to Plowshares exactly. Alright, baby. Swords to Plowshares off the top. One time. Swords to Plowshares. Let's go. No! Ugh. One turn too late. One turn too late. I mean, I'm gonna have him go for it, right? Well played. Alright, we lose. I'm trying to think if there was anything I could have done differently. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I could have done differently. Maybe not expose the Suranor, but... I mean, he had Crumble, Naturalize, Tranquil Domain, and he actually played super well. He played super well. Kind of played around all of my stuff. He only developed his mana after you know it was safe to do so. I mean, this was the key, right? He actually had a very strong Mox Diamond draw, turn 1 library, that put him really far ahead. But yeah, really well played, Artie. That was a lot of fun. That was a really cool match. Very cool. All right, wrapping this one up. This was a lot of fun, actually. I had a great time playing this deck. It's very interesting. It feels like you have some very lopsided matchups. Like we played against zombies, for example, and it didn't feel close at all, right? Like it didn't feel like my opponent was in the game at all times because of the fact that they're just playing mono black, and mono black has no answers to Oath, and then like once you start doing Ancestor Chosen, Jar Phoenix things, it's just the game just ends, right? Like there's not too much that can happen at that point. But like in this very last match, and like the match against Lanny, felt like there were many decisions, I feel like, and I feel like it could have gone either way. Like it wasn't obvious one way or another. Like this deck is really hard to navigate between triggering and managing land tax, which I actually missed a couple of times, right? Like I didn't sack my lands at the proper timing or things like that. Managing how many cards you're putting back with Scroll Rack, like what you're doing with a Light Intruder, when it's correct to go for Oath, when it's correct to go for land tax. Maybe at one point I could see it being correct to go for Mox Diamond even. So all of those things matter a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of just pivoting and positioning that only becomes apparent after a lot of reps. So that's why Lanny goes ahead and top 8 LobsterCon, and with the same list I am only able to go 3-2 in these in this league. You know, like that's the difference. The amount of reps that you have really makes a big deal. It's a big deal. So I think this list is very well tuned. I do wonder about the mana base a little bit. It felt like it was kind of shaky. Like I feel like I don't know if I was mismanaging my land tax triggers or something like that, but I felt like there were multiple situations where I just ran out of fetchables, which was kind of awkward. Like this deck having only 9 basics to go fetch was kind of felt like a very minimum kind of deal. But you know, this is like 3 Gemstone Mine, 4 Undiscovered Paradise, like 2 fetches. Like I'm pretty sure that Lanny did the math and figured this out. Like I don't think that any of these decisions are random. So leads me to believe that I was just mismanaging my land taxes. So I feel like with a little bit more of expertise, this could very much not be an issue at all. But the deck was very cool. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was very interesting to navigate, and a lot harder than I expected. Like I played the Sam Black version, and I feel like this one may have been even tougher to navigate than the Sam Black version. Obviously, barring the obvious, you know, get paired against zombies, just go get Oath, you know. Besides those kind of matchups, I feel like this deck was harder to navigate than the Sam Black version. I am kind of intrigued and interested in playing the mixture between the both, which is playing blue and Gushes and stuff like that, but also playing Oath. That's what Mark Eric Vaught was doing. Kind of intrigued by that list as well, but this one felt very solid, and I feel like it's really strong. I feel like it's really strong. It is probably I still believe that it could be problematic if you have people like me who have no idea what they're doing and they're like trying to play in a big event. They're gonna go to time basically every single round. So if I were to play this in an event, I would really focus on getting my mechanics down, just making sure that I can tax properly and quickly, making sure that I know what I'm getting even before I cast the Enlightened Tutor. That kind of stuff, I feel like it adds up. If you don't know what's going on there, that adds way too many seconds to your clock, and that puts you in an awkward spot because like you will end up going to time more often than not. So playing this deck seems kind of exhausting though. I played matches over like 2 weeks and I'm still tired after having played against Artie right about now, and still like having to play 9 rounds of this in a single day seems exhausting. So shout out to Lanny for being able to do it. That's gonna be it for me today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully with some more pre-modern action. Take care. Bye bye.